My name's Helen Cross and I'm an author living in Birmingham, and I'm standing here on a very wet and dreary December day on Wake Green Road in South Birmingham, outside 264 Wake Green Road, which is where Tolkien lived as a small boy and where much of his interest in Hobbiton began. As an author, I think your location you live in as a child stays with you forever. It becomes almost like the dreamscape of your mind that you return to when you're thinking creatively. And Tolkien talked very much about his childhood as being the leaf mulch of the mind, which is where creative imagination and inspiration comes from. And he talked in great detail about how this area had provided much rich inspiration for him all his life. It's a very built-up area around here now, but when Tolkien was a boy, looking out of his house, you would see directly across rolling fields to Sarehill Mill, which was pretty much unchanged from it is today, and was an area where Tolkien and his brother would enjoy playing, and behind the house was Moseley Bog. He would also make trips to the Lickey Hills, ride all the way there, and he obviously loved being out in the countryside and exploring with his brother. And it's very touching actually to see that there are still places that have been inspired by Tolkien's work. Just up to the left is the Hungry Hobbit Cafe, and there's little things that if Tolkien were to walk down here today, he'd be amazed to see how his influence had spread around the area.
It will soon become dangerous and difficult.
My name's Phil Lovell. We're in Moseley Bog, which is one of the playgrounds of the young Tolkien. We present extracts from The Hobbit in locations that J.R. Tolkien would have played and where he got inspiration from. And when we first came to do this, we had a look round, and it was very obvious that some parts were indeed, there was Weathertops. You can see where Weathertop is, and you can see where some of the dells and parts of the Shire are. And you're just in his realm, and it's a fascinating place.
My name is Brian Gambles. I'm responsible for the Library of Birmingham. I think much more could be made of the connection between Tolkien and Birmingham. He's perhaps most famously associated with Oxford as the place where he lived and worked for the majority of his adult life, but that does overlook the hugely formative influence of the 20 years or so that he spent in Birmingham before he left for Oxford and his academic career. And I think it is important that we recognise the influences on a young child growing up, studying in the city, and how he saw that changing before his eyes.